From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Defense Minister Bill Blair is in Brussels to meet with NATO counterparts, and he says Canada is committed to supporting Ukraine.
On X, formerly known as Twitter, Blair says that the Canadian government is donating 900 drones built in Canada to strengthen Ukraine's defense capabilities. Additionally, Blair says in close coordination with allies, a Canadian-led battle group in Latvia is being scaled up to brigade size. Blair's latest announcement on Friday comes as NATO member nations continue to work to meet the group's agreed-upon target of spending 2% of GDP on their respective militaries. According to NATO data, Canada was estimated to be spending 1.33% of its GDP on its military budget in 2023. David Bowles, The Canadian Press.
Meantime, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is headed into the second day of the G7 Leaders Summit, which will feature a special appearance by Pope Francis.
The pontiff is slated to deliver an address to leaders about the promises and perils of artificial intelligence. He's also expected to renew his appeal for a peaceful end to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine and the Israel-Hamas war in the Gaza Strip. Leaders of the G7 countries announced on Thursday that they will deliver a loan of $50 billion US to Ukraine using interest earned on profits from Russia's frozen central bank assets as collateral. Canada, for its part, has promised to pitch in $5 billion towards the loan. Trudeau is scheduled to meet with the Pope today, as well as other leaders at the summit. Njura Malisik, Canadian Press, Saveletri di Fasano, Italy.
Out west now, where another RCMP officer has testified at the trial of two men charged with conspiracy to commit murder in relation to the 2022 Coutts, Alberta border blockade. The undercover officer says one of the accused, Anthony Olenek, spoke of having guns stockpiled and thousands of rounds of ammo in preparation for any police move against the protesters. The jury in the trial of Olenek and co-defendant Chris Carbert is expected to hear more testimony today. Canada's Public Safety Minister has informed British Columbia that Ottawa will continue to back the RCMP as the province's contract police force. Still, Dominic LeBlanc says his mandate to transform the Mounties into a federal police agency remains separate from the RCMP's frontline contract policing operations. Premier David Eby says LeBlanc's update offers short-term certainty for contract policing in BC, while at the same time highlighting how the federal government plans to create a new police force similar to the FBI in the U.S. And finally, a crew is scheduled to begin tearing down the 3-story classroom building where 17 people died in the 2018 mass shooting at Parkland, Florida's Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. The victims' families have been invited to watch the first blows and hammer off a piece themselves if they choose. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Connor McDavid's dream of hoisting a Stanley Cup this spring is turning into a bit of a nightmare. Sergei Bobrovsky made 32 saves as the Florida Panthers held on to defeat McDavid's Edmonton Oilers 4-3 on Thursday to take a 3-0 chokehold in the best-of-7 title series. The Ottawa defense delivered late in the fourth quarter, holding on for a 23-19 win over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the Red Blacks' season opener. Lightning and heavy rain had forced a weather delay with 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in regulation. After a wait of about an hour, the teams returned to the field. The Bombers marched to the Ottawa 7-yard line, but Damon Webb made a brilliant deflection on a Zach Caleros pass into the end zone. And a strong start by Canadian golfer Corey Connors at the U.S. Open, shooting a 1-under par 69. Connors, who's from Listowel, Ontario, is 4 shots behind Patrick Cantley and Rory McIlroy for top spot at 5-under par 65. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.